And welcome back, everybody. This is Ghost Stories Told from the South. I am your co-host, Lexie.
And I am your host, Stefan Booth. Welcome to our show. It's the Le Booth Show. We're going to scare the pants off of you today. Oh, we get up early in the morning to do these podcasts for you guys. Bet y'all make it worth our while.
Yeah.
We're starting to get comments back now on our stuff, and there's a person in San Antonio who sent us some more stuff about the Goatman Bridge, so I'm going to dig into that again. Give a shout out to her. I can't remember her name. Then we had another person on Facebook say they watch us on Spotify when I talked about the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And they said they liked it.
Yeah, so. We're growing. But a quick thank you to those people.
Yes.
We'll do our shout outs more and more at the end because we have some stuff to talk about. But we just wanted to give a quick thank you to those people. And yeah. So this is our 25th episode.
Yay! Number 25, man. 25.
And we're getting downloads left and right.
And thank you a lot, man. It's climbing.
Yes, like we love it, and we're so thankful for you guys. So, yeah, let's get started.
Let's get started in here. Since my headphones are turned on.
You know, it's sad because we only have one more episode and October's over.
This is bullshit. It is, man. Halloween goes by too damn quick, but Christmas and Thanksgiving sticks around till freaking January.
I know, and then it's like Valentine's Day. They already planned that for like a month ahead.
It's crazy. They need to focus more on it. Even though they say Halloween's like the second most grossing holiday after Christmas.
Yeah, because
you think they'd try to focus more time on it.
Yeah, well, because most people's favorite holiday is Christmas or Halloween. Mine's Christmas and Halloween. Like, I love both of them. But, yeah.
I just wish it stayed around longer.
Yeah.
Because it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize next week when we drop our episode for 26, I didn't realize that would be the last one. I was like,
oh man, gosh. That's BS.
But
that's a bunch of crap.
All right. Well, would you like to start, or you want me to?
I'll let you go.
All right. Well, this one's a little shorty, but I have a bunch of those today, which it's okay because I have enough to make it a long episode with shorties. So this is going to be about the Castillo San Felipe del Morro. It's basically El Morro in Puerto Rico, San Juan. I hope I said that right. We have new people in Puerto Rico listening to us, so if I didn't pronounce that right, I'm so sorry.
Just tell us.
You're new. So, like, I can't speak and I can't pronounce stuff correctly. So, all right. Well, it's this, like, it has, like, this isolated island and this, like, these buildings on there. And it was built in San Juan, dating back to the 16th century, whenever they were underneath the Spanish rule. Well, now it's one of the most iconic features there, and it faces the Atlantic Ocean. So, there wasn't that much history on it, but I got some ghost stuff. They are notorious for sightings of a woman in white.
Oh my gosh.
But this is what's really weird. They see her slithering around, like, on the edges of the island.
That's weird. Maybe she died on the beach or something.
Yeah, but, like, slithering, not walking, slithering.
Well, maybe her parents were snakes.
And then they hear moans of, like, long fallen soldiers and old prisoners, because I guess it's been a lot, but, like I said, I couldn't find a lot on it, but it's been there since, like, the 16th century, so, like, has a lot of history to it.
Oh, yeah, it's one of them old forts from the old school days.
Yeah, well, and Ghost Hunters did a special episode on it, so, which, I mean, they've been everywhere, but,
yeah.
So old Zacky's been on here. He's seen it.
Punch me! I wonder if he told someone to punch him.
Oh, my gosh, I swear.
I heard you like to smack women. Smack me!
I love Ghost Hunters, but he is crazy.
He goes extreme.
A ghost gonna have enough one day and, like, attack him and get, like, possess him or something. But yeah, I'm looking at a picture right now. It's it's pretty much just like an island. It has, like, one building on it, and it has, like, a bunch of stuff. I don't know how to explain it. You have to, like, look. I forget words today. But
well, we're not used to podcasting so early in the morning. We say early, but yeah, we had to get up like at 6. I mean, it's like
It's like 8 now.
8 o'clock now, but we got up at 6:45 to get our noodles together and drink some coffee and all that good stuff.
But you guys need to look at the pictures.
But we got plenty of caffeine. Woo!
Yeah. All right. So that was the El Morro. But, yeah, like I said, that one was a shorty. So, I'm going to hand it over to Dad. Okay.
Well, I'm going to start out with the, oh, wait a minute. You want to, where's your stuff about the hospital, the Army hospital?
I'm not doing it this time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm doing it. I thought we could do it together, but never mind.
Well, I can do it. It's fine. We can do it together.
This one will kind of go together because we both looked up the same thing without us knowing. But instead of panicking like we normally do, we're just going to go over stuff that maybe I missed or maybe she missed or, right there.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
God, I got more than you. I got a whole page, Lexie.
Well, I did.
Gosh. What a researcher.
Because I found, their website, and their website didn't have crack on it. And
crack? Well, I hope it don't have crack on it. It's a website.
I don't know why.
You trying to buy crack?
I don't know why I said crack. I meant to say
Me neither.
Crack, but I said crack. I'm not trying to find crack, guys. I promise.
Okay. This is the Beach Army Hospital in Fort Walters, Mineral Wells. In case y'all don't understand, this is our hometown, and we call it the base. We don't call it Fort Walters. We just call it the base. And
it's huge.
It's a huge, 2-story building. It's been there forever.
Well, I meant, that's huge, but, the base is huge. There's, people who live out there still.
Yeah.
My dad works out there.
Yeah, well, it used to be a big old Army base. I know back in the 70s it was used, in the late 60s, early 70s, it was used to train the Vietnam helicopters, the helicopter drivers for Vietnam. So back then you went to 2 places, North Carolina or Mineral Wells, Texas, to get helicopter training for Vietnam.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people that came through the doors and through that hospital and stuff. Because, I think not only did they take care of, the soldiers, they take care of the soldiers' families, too.
Mm-hmm. That's why they have those buildings.
Yeah.
That we go and take pictures in. And also, they still have a working airport here, which, it's only used for, one person at a time because they don't have, airplanes. But anyway.
The hospital was opened in 1957 for the military and its family. About 40,000 soldiers went through the training for Vietnam. And they did say some... Of course, because they're helicopter training to drive helicopters, they said they did have some accidents and some, students died there before they even went to Vietnam.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. But it didn't really say anything about if they probably got shipped back home to be buried, but they didn't say anything about burying or anything. Mm. And the hospital was in function for about 16 years until 1973, it closed its doors after all the soldiers withdrew from Vietnam and all that. Then the base kind of closed down after that. And then once the base closed down, kind of Mineral Wells kind of shut down too. It kind of that hurt us. It already hurt us when the Baker shut down and all that, and the money left. Well, then when the money left, the Baker left, and then the Army base shut down. It kind of hurt the little old town of Mineral Wells.
But people come here, ghost hunters came here.
Oh, God, yeah, there's so much
ghost
stuff.
Ghost hunters still come here for, the Haunted Hill House and stuff. Now we're getting, attractions because of our old history and, our ghost history.
Well, the people that own it now said when they first moved in there, they found pentagrams and upside-down crosses, satanic ritual stuff.
Oh, that's always a good time.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's an old building. That building's been empty. I was born in 1976, and I've lived here pretty much off and on my whole life, and ever since I've been here, that building's been abandoned.
Oh, wow.
So these people bought it, finally. Well, I didn't say which year, but I know it's been a while since they've owned it. It's kind of, you can't go out there now and explore it like you used to.
No, they got cameras put up.
Yeah. In the, the family, when they first would go there, they would take their dog, and their dog got, I don't know, in a zone or zoned out or possessed, but he almost jumped out the second floor window.
What is it? That's weird.
Yeah.
Not trying to laugh, but I have like a dog suicide phenomenon that I'm going to do on mine and Stephanie's podcast.
Oh, my God.
And then with you talking about that.
That's what he did, they thought, because he got in a trance and he was going to jump out the window.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
That is
crazy. And then in the, second floor. Okay. Then in the basement, there's a dark presence and groans, bangs, and a sense of panic. And like feeling like someone is breathing down your neck when you're there.
That's always fun.
It's just a very creepy, uncomfortable feeling. And then on the second floor, you can hear voices of men and women in the hallway and the stairwell. And they're shadow people too that kind of lurk back in the shadows and stare at you. But there's a lot of them are like they say that they see are like dressed in like a hospital gown and stuff. They haven't really seen like soldiers or anything.
Probably like them that like died there. They were like treated.
And there have been many reports of ghostly activities, doors slamming, objects moving in front of people. It's according to the people who's been there, it's pretty
well, and don't they
spooky.
Like do tours now or something? Because I saw that.
I seen something. I need to read it more because I would love to do a podcast there too. Maybe we'd catch something. But I remember when I'd go there as a kid, when you could go in there. Well, I mean, you couldn't go in there. We were sneaking in, which I don't recommend, kids. Don't sneak into abandoned places to go look at ghost hunters.
Yeah, don't follow
go look at ghosts.
Dad's
don't do
advice.
that. But we'd sneak in there, and there was one day, me and my friends, I never went in there when I was a kid at night. I always went there during the day, but me and my friends went in there one afternoon. You know, typical boys. We're going to go in there. Yeah, we're big boys, yeah. Oh, my God. We got in there, and we started walking, and we heard something at the other end of the hallway, like footsteps. We freaking hauled ass. We ran.
That would be me, though.
And, I can't really chalk it up to it was a ghost because it was during the daytime. There could have been somebody else in the building. There could have been a bum walking around.
Yeah, well, and that homeless guy lived there forever.
Yeah, and it's hard to say. Like, we don't know if there's homeless people living there. So I didn't chalk it up to a ghost, but I didn't want to stick around and check it out either.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do in the situation.
Because I was a kid, too. What if it had been a bum and, he would have...
Yeah, you were a kid. You couldn't...
Yeah. So we hauled ass like kids. But, yeah, we used to go out there, and then when I was a teenager, we'd go in there and have parties. We'd go on the roof and drink beer. But I never really seen much then, Of course, we didn't stay long and really explore.
Yeah.
And then if we did kind of explore the place, we'd always go in big groups, like at least 5 or 6. So it was never like 1 or 2 of us. We always had a big group.
That's when stuff happens.
Yeah. So that's why we always had a big group. I always follow these major rules when I go somewhere. I always stay in a big group. I never go away from the party. And I never try to have intercourse with anybody and all that, because the first people that have sex usually dies in the scary movies when they go in the woods.
Yeah, it's like the virgins,
and then
it's like the jocks and stuff like that.
And then the people that are drinking and having fun, they go.
Yes.
So I usually stick to myself. I don't go, and then if I have to pee, I just go pee in a bottle behind the car.
Okay.
That way I don't go in the woods.
And then die. All right. Well, I'm moving on to Russia for my story.
Russia.
So there's this hospital, and I can't even pronounce the name, so I'm going to do the nickname for it.
Yugoslavia.
And if you want to see the actual name, just check out the description in the Spotify thing, and wherever you guys listen to the music. So this is the KHZB hospital. And, okay, I'll try to pronounce the name real quick. Hovrinskaya.
Hovrinskaya Hospital.
I can't. It's the KHZB hospital.
That's the hospital?
Yeah.
That's abandoned?
Yeah.
That thing is freaking huge.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. You look up the pictures, guys.
Golly, it don't even look that old.
Well, yeah. What does it look like to you?
It looks like it looks like a hotel, kind of.
Like the top of it. Like, what does it look like anything to you?
It looks like something, but I can't put my finger on it. It looks like some kind of symbol.
Yeah, well, people say it looks like the biohazard sign.
Oh, God. That's right, it does.
So the construction actually started really late. Normally, like, these places, like, have construction, like, in the 1900s or, like, the late 1800s. The construction started in 1950.
Wow.
Which actually surprised me.
Yeah.
That it's, like, abandoned now.
Where is it?
Russia.
Oh.
Moscow, Russia.
Moscow.
They had a capacity of 1,300 beds. And it was almost ready 5 years later. But then the construction stopped suddenly. They don't know why. Like, it was almost done and ready to be running, and then this construction just suddenly stopped.
Maybe they ran out of money.
That was one of the theories, that there wasn't enough money. Another was that the building began to build underground for, like, some undercover secrets stuff.
Never know with Russia, because they're sneaky. But, too, you never know. They could have ran out of money, too. They could have rushed into something and been like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Well... It also
you don't build a building that big and not use it for something.
Yeah, well, I guess it turned into like or whatever part, like little part was used for the church, for the like a church, but it was like a church of like Satanism and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So it's cursed because Satanism isn't like, oh, I pray to God.
Yeah, because it never had a chance to really have people in it to get haunted.
Well, if you're doing Satanism, you can haunt it. So basically, the basement.
Love Satan.
The basement of the hospital was chosen for sacrifices by, Satanism people and devil worshippers. They were using homeless animals for their creepy rituals, but then they switched to people. They would put them in the crematorium.
Lovely.
So, within 5 years of this thing, like, existing, because I said it was about 5 years and then it didn't finish. At least 100 people, had missing reports, and then the police still didn't do anything. So it took about 100 missing people reports to that hospital before the police went and looked.
Before they started going there looking for people.
Yeah. Well, then the police did a raid and they found the cult. They detained them and they threw light grenades at them and everything and got them all arrested.
Oh my God! So there was actually a cult in there taking people when they went.
Yeah.
That's creepy as shit.
It's also been a place where bandits and thugs and drug addicts go.
Oh yeah, all that room. I mean, Jesus,
yeah.
You ought to see this place, people. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wings.
Yeah,
and it's built kind of like an A with
like a biohazard sign.
Yeah, like biohazard sign.
Well, in 2004, 6 bodies of victims who were declared missing were found. In 2006, 13 bodies were found. And in 2008, 17 bodies were found. Well, it said that it was demolished in 2018 because of so many deaths that were happening and everybody going there to use it as,
Yeah, I mean, it's a big building, people. I mean, you could easily be on one end and you could have people living on every floor and have the whole floor to themselves and really just have space.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so freaking huge.
It's
There's many places to hide and live there, so I could understand why they'd tear it down. But they built that for a what now?
It was going to just be a hospital, but it didn't follow through, so it got to a church, and the people used it for satanic rituals.
That's always lovely. That's what I like to do. I like to go into these old hospitals and turn them into Satan's church. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not a big Satan guy, I promise.
I'm not a big one, just a little one.
Yeah. I only worship him once a week. No, I'm just kidding. I don't worship him at all as a joke. They want people to start thinking, that ghost story is told from the South. That cult people over there. Steven says he worships the devil.
Mineral Wells is a cult town. All right. How many stories you got? 4?
Yeah, I got 4. I still got 3 more to do, sucker.
Right. You can go next.
My next one is the Crazy Water Hotel in Mineral Wells, Texas.
Ooh.
It was built, the original one was built, see, I didn't know this. The original one was built in 1914 and was start building in 1914, and it was opened until 1925 when a fire destroyed the hotel. It didn't say what started the fire or anything. But the first building was 4 stories. Then, I guess the lot sat there empty, and the people, 2 bigwigs, 2 big-time businessmen from Dallas, came over and built a brand new 7-story one, and it had 200 rooms in it. And the hotel is beautiful back in its heydays in the 20s and the 30s, even in the 40s. But by the 1980s, many of the old hotels burned down or fell down. The city, the Crazy Water Hotel, after that, it shut down for years, for a while, and then it got reopened as a nursing home. And that's what it was, retirement home. And that's what it was ever since I was born. It was a retirement home.
Say it's been closed ever since I can remember, so.
Yeah, see, my dad used to have a church in that building. We used to go explore it, me, Paul, and Alicia and stuff. Oh, we never seen any ghosts or anything, but we got to walk around there and see all sorts of stuff. We'd go down the basement. We'd run around all the whole building. We weren't supposed to go to a lot of the places, but yeah. I remember sometimes we'd see dead bats in the floor.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
But yeah.
Dead animals.
Yeah, and anyways, and it was a retirement home. Well, then they'd shut down after that, and then I think it sat there abandoned for a little bit. But then Mineral started
renovating?
Yeah, renovating it and all that, and it's something now. They got the upstairs done real nice, and I can't remember, what is it? Is it condos or something? Or
I don't know, because I had like a dance thing when I was still in public school there.
Yeah, so I'm not for sure what exactly they use it for, but I know they have done some it's reopened and does that, and they said they've had more. They've already had ghost experiences there to begin with.
But they got more now. They
got more now since they started doing renovating. Man, that makes me wonder so much how the baker's going to be with all that renovating. You know,
they're not just doing one floor or two; they're doing the whole building.
Yeah, the whole building,
inside and out.
Yeah, so that's going to be cool. And there's a sighting of a little girl in old-fashioned clothing, and an old-fashioned dress and stuff. And every time you see her, you get the cold chills and stuff.
I wish I could make somebody get cold chills.
That's one of them. And now, one of the stories on that one is the woman was sitting there getting ready for, she was in the kitchen cutting stuff up and all that, getting ready for the dinner coming up. And she sat there and looked, and there was this little girl, like she said, in old-fashioned clothing, kind of sitting there at the end of the table watching her getting ready. And then she stopped and paused for like 3 or 4 seconds, and the apparition just disappeared. And sit there and watched her, and then just...
I don't know what I would do. I'd be like, can I get some help?
Oh, and the reason it's got the name the Crazy Water Hotel, because they built it, the original first well that was dug is around the building somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why they call it the Crazy Water Hotel.
I thought they called it because of the water.
That's what I thought. They just called it because, everything's crazy around here.
Say, because you see all these signs about our water and stuff. We need to go try the water, because I haven't tried any of them.
Oh, you haven't? I have. Number 4 gives you the squirts. Guys, do not drink
I've tried,
it.
I think, with number 1 or something.
Yeah.
I haven't tried all of them.
And then there's another spirit that haunts the kitchen named Dizzy. Now, they don't know if this one's boy, girl, grown man, grown woman, kid, what. But the women, when they're sitting, how you sit in line, and I guess they go down there when the people come to the cafeteria, kind of like at school, they sit there behind the deal serving whatever. So you want this, you want that. Well, the women will say you'll feel a tug on your shirt or someone touching you sometimes while you're sitting there in line.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but they've gotten used to it, and they call the spirit Dizzy. So that one seems pretty cool. But there's a guy in a long black trench coat that people have seen.
No, I can't.
And then they hear kids' voices in the basement too. Well, because I never did tell me exactly how many. I didn't dig. I bet you if I dig, I could find the article in the paper. But it didn't say who died or how many died or kids died or what. It didn't say anything. It just said it burnt to the ground. And it never gave any reason why it burnt,
Makes you wonder. Well, because it's remember whenever they were building that new retirement home thingy by Travis, and it got burnt down in the middle of construction.
Yeah.
They never ever found who did it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was arson.
Yeah, the hotel, the original one burnt. So then, no telling how many, if there was people in the building and all that didn't get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that little place is haunted.
Oh, for sure.
Well, yeah, because it didn't really. I mean, you don't know how many people might have died overnight there on accident or committed suicide, because people do that a lot. They'd go to a different town or something, get a hotel room, and be like, "Well, I'm going to kill myself."
Well, remember whenever we were like talking about the brides for a while?
Oh God, yeah.
We'd go to hotels and do all that.
But I am going to warn you, Lexie, my next two stories are pretty damn short.
It's okay.
Short is my height.
That's okay. Okay,
But that still should put us about 40.
Yeah, we're good. I said I have a lot, so it's fine. I'm going to do 2 back-to-back, and then I'm going to hand one over to Dad.
I'm going to do Ike and Mike.
I love Mike and Ike's.
Well,
so
write your time down. Why don't you love doing that?
I am, but I couldn't. I couldn't spit my word out. All right, so I'm going to do the Fort Smith Courthouse in Arkansas. Did you hear I said that? I said Arkansas in Arkansas. Oh Lord, I can't talk. Okay, so
what's wrong with you?
So the history sort of on this one is that there used to be a judge named Judge Parker. And he died in 1896, but he was an active figure there, and he was the judge there for a long time, and he was just someone who was I don't want to say the best judge, because he wasn't really not the best judge. Anyway, he was a judge there, and he made an impact, and so if he were to die, he would haunt the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, during his 21 years as a judge, he had sentenced 160 people to death by hanging, and about 79 of them actually got the punishment.
Wow, what a jerk! He loved hanging people.
Well, because back then that's how they, that was the execution. You died by hanging. So, this is one of the experiences that an employee had. So, I guess they were cleaning and stuff, and then they were about to leave, and they went to go turn off the lights in the courtroom, and she started hearing voices behind her. Well, then, as she was turning around, they became louder and louder and louder, and then she heard the slam of the gravel on the desk, and then the Smiths spread it around the courtroom and her. Then she heard men yelling and a woman crying.
Oh, man.
Well, then she described seeing a partial apparition of a man. Shush. Of a man in dusty clothes being dragged away by 2 other men. Well, then she heard the gravel once again, and everything disappeared.
Wow.
So it didn't say if she quit or anything after that, but if that was me, I'd be I'm never going to that courthouse again. I'd be finding a new job. I quit. I don't want to be here. Get me out of here. You know?
Yeah. Screw that.
I would not. Well, this is what it looks like. Oh, this is an old picture.
Dang. That's the old fort. Fort Smith.
Dang, they've renovated it. That's also probably why that happened. They renovated it. And if he was already a malicious person, then they stirred it up and made him worse.
Fort Smith. Because, see, now, Fort Smith used to be the, last point of the last big town before you left and got in the Oklahoma Territory, and there was nothing. Back in the day, the Oklahoma Territory, I guess, between being an Indian reservation and being a state, there was a time when it was that's where the bandits lived. That's where you went to hang out and hide from the law, and the whole area was that's where all the bad guys would hang out.
Well, maybe that's why that judge was
And then you would bring it's one black guy. He was what the Texas, God dang it, the Lone Ranger story was based off of, because he was a black guy. He was the first black, I guess, bounty hunter. Uh-huh. He would go get these guys for that judge.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He used to run around, especially Oklahoma, of course, anywhere to get the guys if he'd get the lead, but mostly Oklahoma and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And see, with him being a black man, he could get into some places that white man couldn't. But, some places he couldn't get into.
Yeah, because they were still
But, too, though, you know, he had an advantage. Like they were saying, I watched a documentary on the guy. He could have an advantage over people and act like a dumb, you know, act like he was just a slave or something. Or, he could get into character and be that, you know.
And then not be like, psych.
Yeah, people not know he's an actual bounty guy. And, surprise, bitch, you're going to jail.
Yeah, that would be a sort of cool job to be like... Yes,
yeah, there's a lot of death there at that Fort Smith. I watched something on it, and yeah, it's like she said, that judge loved to hang some bitches.
Yeah.
Hang 'em.
Yeah, I don't... All right, so I'm going to do the Stockyards Hotel in Fort Worth, Texas. Now, for those of you who don't know about our Texas, we have the Stockyards.
If you've heard about Billy Bob's Texas, it's right there, right by the Fort Worth Stock. It's right in the Fort Worth Stockyards. It contains the stockyards where the cattle are, but there's like bars there, restaurants, all sorts of stuff.
And there's this hotel there. I didn't even know they had a hotel there. So we're gonna talk about the hotel. Well, I have more ghost stuff than I have history. Sorry, but so this hotel officially became incorporated on March 23rd of 1893, close to your birthday. It was the biggest. Became the largest in Texas and the Southwest, like back then. So, it was built in 1904. How? Oh, okay. Never mind. I was like, wait, what? I was re-going over my own notes. I was like, wait, what? Okay, yeah. So, to clarify, they came up with the idea, and they're like, "Oh, let's build a hotel in like 1993," and then they actually built it in 1904. Then they expanded on it in 1907, and I didn't know this. Well, I think it's so cool to find out now about like where Bonnie and Clyde stayed, because they stayed like in Mineral Wells, which I think is really cool. And they stayed here too. They have a Bonnie and Clyde suite room. It's room 305.
Kind of groovy.
Well, and Bonnie and Clyde chose this room because it overlooked a bank that they wanted to rob.
Yeah.
But yeah. In 1982, they went under a complete 2-year renovation, so they stirred some stuff up, and then they reopened in 1984. So, I
mean, I know they need to I know they need to redo these places because they're so old and stuff, but man, I know you got to do it.
But,
because you can't still have the same crap you had up in 1920 in 2020. That's a 100-year difference.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff has changed.
At least you could maybe keep it somewhat the same, just add, air conditioner or,
Yeah.
And, maybe, some modern stuff, but, don't completely. Because, I wish that there was more hotels that had, the old feeling, you know what I mean? Because I like the antiques, and I like seeing, go to the museums and, just looking up some of that stuff. I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's talk about the ghost stuff. Well, and was that your throat or your stomach?
Sorry about that.
So, in room 305.
That was creepy as shit. I'm being possessed.
I was like, what?
What'd you do if a voice came out after that and said, "I'm not Steven anymore"?
I'd be like, I'm leaving. You can have the podcast to yourself today. All right. So, in room 305, that is the Bonnie and Clyde suite. The water turns off and on at random times. And then another room has issues with the TV and the radio turning off and on.
Wow. See, we need to go there and spend the night and do it. Me, you, and Ashley need to go there and spend the night. Well, of course, we get 2 rooms, but you and Ashley can stay in that room.
And then we'll
do a podcast in there, and then the other room I'll stay in, but y'all stay the night there.
Yeah. And then the elevator has a mind of its own. This is really creepy, and if this happened to me, I don't know what I would do. So several female guests have reported the feeling of an invisible figure crawling into bed with them at night throughout the hotel. So, if you're a female and you go here at night, be expected to be touched. I guess there's a guy ghost here that likes to feel up women. I'm laughing because I don't know why, but ghosts who like to do that to the humans, I don't really understand it. So, people working in the basement report an unseen presence watching them. So, they feel it. Well, and then this one time in the evening, the desk clerk kept getting like these phone calls, but no one would be there in the rooms or whatever. And then he got them from the lobby. Well, he investigated, and he found the calls coming from the lobby, but he went down there, the lobby was empty, and there was no one there. Like, had been there for like 2-3 hours. But he was getting calls, so it was really weird. They said that one of the ghosts is like a old hospital employee who is borderline hostile sometimes.
Borderline fucking nuts, basically.
But who is a harmless ghost.
Sorry, guys. I try not to drop the F-bomb so much.
Okay. Yeah, that one, we need to go stay at that. That one kills me because...
See, and that's only an hour away.
Yeah.
Not even an hour, like 45 minutes.
Well, that one kills me because it's like, if you're a female, be prepared to be touched at night because there's a guy ghost cheater who likes to get his hands dirty. I'm like, why is it always us? Or like...
That's the rooms you and Ashley will go in. Y'all be sacrificed to the... for the podcast.
Well, and it's like, remember the one where the guy likes, the girls like to like, it's like the old saloon. Some of the girls there
man.
like to fill up the guys and do stuff.
Yeah, like that one that the ghost would, offer the guys sexual favors for money, just like they would in real life. And I was like, what?
Yeah, and it's a ghost. Like,
yeah, could you imagine a ghost woman sitting there going, "Hey, baby, you want a good time? I'll suck you, or I'll play with you." What?
Yeah, like, what?
Yeah, because there's that one I said that I did that they was like, yeah, the women talk vulgar to the guys.
Yeah, like,
Want a good time, daddy? Take this.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, what's yours, kind sir?
Okay, mine is, the first one is the, Fort Richardson. It's in Jacksboro, right outside of Jacksboro. And, we need to go check this place out, too. It seemed pretty cool, but it was built in 1867. And of course, it was built in Jacksboro on the banks of the Lost Creek. And the reason why they built it there, or built it period, because the Indians were bad in this area. And settlers were starting to come in and all that, so they made that fort to kind of police the area, kind of help with the Indians. I think Comanche, I can't remember. There's like 4 or 5 tribes down here. But it was built for that. Well, then, of course, once I think by the 1900s, it was kind of like, no, there's no need in it really anymore. And the Indians were pretty much on the reservations and stuff by then, by the 1900s. So that was its history. But here's some of the reports. Of course, there's reports of a general that haunts the place and walks around. And then there's reports of a cold breeze that pushes you down. It's one incident, a cold breeze came and kind of pushed its woman against the wall, and then you heard like a grown man's knuckles cracking after it happened. Yeah.
Could you imagine walking and you're just like pushed against the wall and there's no one there?
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do.
And then there's reports at night of people getting seen in the windows and stuff, moving.
Yeah.
Like somebody walking past the windows. I mean, all sorts of stuff like that. Well, you got to think, though, this place was in operation from 1867 till close to the 19th century, and then it closed down. I was there for almost 30 years. So, they had some history, some deaths.
Well, and with it being as big as it is, there's probably people out there that like they get murdered, and they're just like with the new stuff.
Yeah.
With how people are these days, like lovers go out there try to do everything, and then.
But it's a pretty nice looking place. I didn't know he had a fort. I mean, look at that. It's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's really cool. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, they get sightings of that. Now there's no sightings of a woman in white.
Oh, surprisingly.
Yeah, but it looks like a cool place to go visit. Bet you get some spooky stuff there. Yeah. Being an old fort like that.
Tell you, I really don't know what I'd do if I'd be walking in just like. Psh.
Yeah, she got pushed, and first she felt the cold breeze, and this is like more than one reported that's happening. But it's usually females feeling a cold brush, and then like knuckles pop. So it's a guy ghost pushing women around.
Oh my lord!
It's crazier than do.
All right.
Well, then, that's it for that story, and that was Fort Richardson, right outside of Jacksboro, Texas.
Okay, save that one.
And then, you don't want to do this one?
No, not yet. Save it.
Oh, okay.
All right. What is it like with the ghost wanting to attack humans?
I don't know.
Like, when my trailer hear, like...
Zach loves to be attacked by him, though, because he's always like, attack me!
He's so, like...
Let me say, I love him to death. I'm sorry, Zach. I'm not trying to down. I don't want you to get pissed off at me. Come and kick my butt.
He hears it, and he's like, I'll fight you.
I love you, man, but he gets really caught up in his stuff, and he's like, funny. Punch me!
I know, but it's so funny.
You like to slap women? Hit me! I mean, he gets really caught up.
Our aunt can't watch it, or my aunt can't watch it, because she gets so mad.
She's like, God, he's got to scream at everybody.
Oh gosh, but anyway, so I'm gonna do the Adolphus Hotel in Dallas, Texas. I actually haven't looked at the pictures, and I pulled it up, and I'm like, whoa, this place is pretty tall, and it's like the building's like white, so it's not like it's like pearly white.
So
it gets your attention, which I think that's why they did it. But like it's nice.
Lights.
So this hotel was the brainchild. So basically, this guy, Adolphus Busch, he was the founder of it, and he, built it because he was the owner of Busch Beer Company, and that's why they named it that. And he also wanted, whatever. Well, then in 1910, the city of Dallas wanted a new Grand Hotel. And a year later, Adolphus was like, hey, I'll do it. And a year later, construction started. It cost $1 million. That was back then. Imagine what it costs now. So it opened in 1912. And that's kind of really all I got about it. So now let's talk about the paranormal stuff. So guests have complained about loud footsteps outside their rooms at night, the sound of pianos, a big band playing, like old music, not like recent music. But no one's ever there. So it's creepy. They get the feeling of being watched or followed. They hear doors slamming. And then after the death of a woman that stayed there like a lot, her apparition started to appear walking around and sitting at tables and stuff.
Sorry about that, guys.
And then housekeepers have felt taps on the shoulders. Windows have actually flown open, like, forced open. Ghost of a bride has been seen wandering around the 19th floor, which means we already know what happened. So she was due to marry one day in the 1930s. The fiancé didn't show, and the body was found hanging a few feet from where she was supposed to be married. So I guess it was like found right by the hotel. So, well, people see and hear a woman crying. And then the footsteps in the hallway, like I said, an apparition seen by many people. So like they just see this woman crying. And then also, this ghost is accompanied by a music box in the 1930s. So they hear her music, her sappy music and her sad music. So, it's, I don't know what I'd do. That's kind of a lot. But, yay. What do you got to say about that?
You stink.
Wow.
Like a ghost.
That's rude. Okay, I'm going to do another one. Just give me like 1 second. I want to see how much time we got left. Okay.
4 hours.
I'm going to do one more. This is going to... Ouch, I just punched myself with a pen. This is going to be the Sheraton Gunter Hotel in San Antonio. So, I don't know when it opened and all that. I know I'm a terrible, terrible person. I'm sorry. But in 1846 to 1872, the hotel closed to the public and was used as a military office in first response to the post-Mexican War. And then during the Civil War, it had changed hands between the Union and the Confederacy multiple times. And then it was repeatedly renamed and like resold and changed hands, like I said. The investor died during the construction, so, like, he never ever saw the finishing of it. Robert Johnson stayed there. Mae West.
Robert Johnson, everybody know who he is? He's a famous blues guitarist. Legend goes he sold his soul to the devil to become good at the guitar.
I know who you're talking about. Gene Autry.
Gene Autry.
Autry, yeah.
He was a good country singer.
Roy Rogers stayed there. Tom Mix, and I had to write this down because it reminded me of Papa. John Wayne stayed there.
Yeah. Papa loved John Wayne.
Yeah, my grandpa. I don't know why, but I'm getting to where I can't talk. He passed away, and he all the time, he like every weekend. I don't even know if it was during the week, but probably he
was retired and all. He always watched westerns.
Yes, he always watched westerns.
And John Wayne westerns was his like favorite.
So he loved them. Okay. Also, I should mention this hotel is renovated multiple times. So, okay, I'm gonna talk about some of these ghosts. So, yeah. There's this ghost named there's two ghosts, Ingrid and Peggy. They're two loud ghosts but harmless spirits. They are said to inhabit opposite sides of the hotel's second floor. Ingrid has long dark hair and she wears a white dress. Peggy is wearing the old flapper tire stuff. And it said they're nice, but they throw things at people.
Well, that's always nice.
They slam doors. They photobomb house guests, and they appear beside them.
Yeah,
I swear I'm nice, but let me just throw this glass at your head.
I swear I'm a good person. Come here. I'm a good ghost. I spread love. Come here. Psh.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't know this, but Robert Johnson, it's about his bargain, but... And now, because I forgot, I didn't realize that it was the same person until you said that. And I was like, oh my gosh. On November 23rd of 1936, he actually did his recording in this hotel.
Yeah. There's he did a recording there at this hotel for some songs, and then he did one in some in Dallas, too.
Yeah, but he did his first recording here.
Yeah.
And he did it in room 414, and it took 3 days. I was like, dang. Well, because they didn't have the technology they did now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it took that long. And they were like, because he had, sorry, I can't read now. People were claiming that he had, like, inhuman musical talent, which went along with the thing. Like, Dad said that he sold his soul to the devil. Well, it was his second to last recording because he had died 2 days later under suspicious circumstances. He died, I think, at 27. Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he's part of the 27 Club.
Yeah. I think he's, like, actually one of the first ones.
Yeah, he's actually one of the first 27 guys.
One of the theories is that he was poisoned by, like, a bottle of whiskey. Another one's about the devil himself, which along goes with the theory. So, well, actually, he died 2 states away from the hotel, but guests say they can hear or feel him lingering in the room where he first, took off his career. Which, I mean, that's understandable. Because, like, he took his career. Like, he started his career there.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
That's cool. We need to go there and get the ghost of Robert Johnson.
Yeah. All right. Now, this one's a woman in white, okay? This is in room 636. In 1965, a handsome blonde man checked in under a false name. I've had a story like this, but this one's different. The next several days, he was seen enjoying accommodations of an unidentified blonde woman. Well, the day he was supposed to check out, the maid removed a do not disturb sign on the door, thinking that he just forgot to move it. She entered the room. She found him sitting on the bed, surrounded, by blood and everything. And there's blood, all over the room. He raised his finger and pointed it at her. The maid screamed and ran. The man rushed out past her, and then he was holding the bundle of sheets around him, and he had just ran off. Well, he checked into the nearby hotel, and he requested room 636, but there was, that room was booked. So he got angry, and he settled for room 536. Well, the staff became suspicious of him, and they called the cops. but he killed himself before they could enter. Like, he had a standoff with the cops. But it's really weird because, like, no body was ever found. So, like, that person haunts the hotel.
That's crazy stuff right there, man.
Yeah. So, like, the woman that was with him supposedly haunts it, and he does, too. That's why I guess it's called The Woman in White. But, yeah, it's really weird. So, I want to show you. Yeah, this is the hotel. It's actually not that creepy looking. For once, something isn't.
Isn't creepy like come stay at my hotel. Even though it's dark and creepy, it's a good hotel. The room service is the bomb. So is the ghost hauntings.
You want to do yours? Your last one?
Yeah.
Yay. You good?
Excuse me.
Ew.
Sorry, guys. It's still early in the morning. My stomach's getting woke up and bumbling, blah. This is called the hanging tree of Childress, Texas. North of Childress, Texas. And this ain't far from us either. This is like, I think, an hour and a half away from us. But north of Childress, Texas, on a dirt road, there is a tree with a story to it. On a summer evening, 1988, I think it was in August, a local teenager, Tate Rowland, was found hanging from the tree. It was believed a local cult living in the middle of town killed him, because everybody was like, man, he was a popular kid, you know, he was a popular kid, you know, he was well liked in school, did good, you know, had good grades and all that. We just don't understand. We just can't understand why he would kill himself. They just couldn't believe it. So then they started digging into it. Cops found out, they thought that might be a local cult in town, living in the middle of town. But the story went that on that night of the murder of the kid getting hung, they all met there. Somehow, don't know how they got him there, but they got this kid there to sacrifice him to you know, the devil, I guess, and you know, to hang him. Well, his 27-year-old sister Terry was there, and she was killed that night because she found out too much of the cult.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Well, then after digging around, the cops never could find a good lead on who exactly did and what happened. All they could hear is just basically hearsay. And they never could really uncover anything about the cult living in the middle of town and meeting at this old abandoned house to do their stuff. There's all these speculations of hooded people going into an abandoned house, but the cops could never catch anybody in the act of anything. Or so it kind of went unsolved. But they say, you know, you go by, you can still see sometimes someone hanging from the tree, or when you go by there, you can just feel an eerie presence.
That's always fun.
So we're going to go find that tree one day and have some fun, guys.
That's actually kind of sad. I don't want to go over there. All right, well, I think we're going to stop there so we can do our outro.
Yes. We got a lot to talk about on the outro.
Weirdo. All right, so Dad actually has been busting his booty on our YouTube channels. I've
got everything caught up, I believe.
Yeah, he's gonna get this one scheduled to come out and everything.
And I have these coming out. You know how on Spotify we come out at 6 o'clock in the morning.
YouTube comes
out like at 6:30.
So
there's a 30-minute window there.
But if you don't have Spotify, because some people are telling me they don't have Spotify, I'm like, well, we're available on almost anything. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon,
Apple,
iHeart, Google Play, YouTube. You can go on YouTube and you can listen. The ones where you don't want to watch a video, you don't have to actually watch the video. Or like there's audios where we didn't do videos, like you can just put it down and walk away. It's fine.
The only reason I have the videos and audio in there because I know some people don't have all that. The podcasting platforms like Spotify and all that stuff. So I did that.
Some people like to watch it too,
but I did that for the people who don't have all that for the for YouTube. So both ways.
And don't forget to go check out Patreon. We're still kind of trying to get that one caught up, but go give it some love. We have our Facebook and Instagram, as you know. I'm going to go talk about YouTube on Instagram and Facebook.
And thank you for the Facebook people, man. It's getting up there, too.
Yeah, we're growing. And, don't forget to like and comment. Thank you guys for sending in the messages. We are going to probably cover, like, Goatman's Bridge next week.
Yeah.
And thank you to that person that sent
I can't remember her name, but she's in San Antonio.
Yeah. We'll give you a proper shout-out next week. I got to write down your information. And give you a proper shout out. But thank you.
It's awesome, guys.
Yes. I think that's
and like we say, if y'all got any spooky stories you want to tell us, just email them or send it to DM us on Facebook,
Instagram.
Don't forget, all our Stitcher, and we're on Spotify and all that good stuff. I mean, we're pretty much on any platform now. I've got us on any platform besides Sirius Radio
and Pandora.
Yeah, and Pandora. But I don't know if is Pandora still that popular.
I don't know anyone that uses it.
Me neither. I mean,
Pandora used to be the Spotify.
Yeah.
But
and then
now
Spotify came along, and they're like, haha. So
yeah.
I heard Pandora's trying to get back in the game and trying to get people to put their podcast there to get more.
It doesn't hurt to try, but
yeah, but I just keep forgetting with everything else we got to do because we're growing and getting bigger, and it's more work. But hey, I don't mind. Like me and Lexie last night was up till 1:00 getting stories ready for today, so we got 2 episodes to cut today for our ghost stories. So
yay. Well, thank you.
The next one will be a video for you fluffy fellers.
Yeah, we look like crap right now, so.
Yeah, I'll have to throw a hat on for the next one. I haven't had a haircut in a while. I look shabby.
You got bedhead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Again, thank you. We're there's so many people that listen to us. Yes. We can't even give shout outs to each certain one anymore. But just thank you, everybody, and thank you to the likes and the comments and all that. And if I appreciate it all. And
if you've been listening to this, it's Ghost Stories Told from the South. I'm your host with the most, the podcasting voice with the most. And my freak out, Slim Jim partner over here.
I'm Lexie, and I hope you guys have a great day.
And don't get too scared after our stories. Don't go down them dirt roads. You might see that guy hanging from the tree.
Bye, guys.